Very, very warm welcome to our Athlone Toastmasters meeting, which has become online only today. We were supposed to have a hybrid meeting this evening. Unfortunately, because the case numbers are quite high, we have taken a consensus decision in terms of having an online only meeting, which I do understand many of our members would not like it, but unfortunately, we have to go with it. In terms of the meeting today, we have got only one speech, and that will be level 3 speech. So that's a 23-minute, maximum 23-minute speech. And therefore, we won't have the second speech. And in terms of the agenda, I'll just share the screen. This is the agenda. Are you seeing the screen? Yes?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so the codes that has been put here by our VP Education, Anna, is I have not failed. I have just found 1,000 ways that won't work. And that's said by Thomas Edison. So that's an amazing one. As we know, Edison is a great inventor. And why he was so successful was he was not afraid of failure. He was failing many, many times, but he kept at it. And then finally he succeeded. And he has lots and lots of inventions, as we know. This is the story of success, I would say, that we are not afraid of failure. We are not afraid of trying something new. Because when we try something new, either we succeed or we learn. So it's always growing. When we try something new, we are growing. So with that in mind, I would like to hand over the virtual gavel to the Toastmaster of the evening, Helen Keenan. Huge round of applause to Helen.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great pleasure to have a chance to be Toastmasters and to welcome all of you into my front room. It was lovely when we could meet and we were with one another, but unfortunately, we are left talking to each other online. I suppose we don't have to park our cars. We don't have to run out in the cold. And I suppose that's a great pleasure. We can sit by our own fireside and enjoy the meeting. So let's start with a little quote. That it's not in the stars that hold our destiny, but in ourselves. So each and every one of you hold your destiny in your own hands. So we want to hear how you're going to plan out your destiny for tonight's program. And I'd like to ask sometime the role holders what they will be doing tonight. And so I will ask number one, our timer, Charles Malone. Would you like to tell us, Charles? I asked you what you like doing. And Charles tells us he likes talking. He likes reading. He likes going to the cinema and keeping fit. So I suppose Toastmasters is keeping the head fit. So Charles Malone, timer, will you tell us what your role is, please?
Well, basically, when it comes to topics, I time this and with this, and first person talking would have 2 minutes to talk, and the roll-ons is 1 minute, and when you this is the alarm you'll hear when you go over time.
Thank you very much.
When it comes to the speech, Anna, how long was your speech again?
So the project is 20 minutes, and then the kind of summary speech at the end of it is 2 to 3 minutes.
So how long do I time it for then?
So you time it for 20 minutes at the start.
Yeah.
And then you'll know, you'll hear it. I'll say it when we'll be wrapping up the discussion. And then it's 3 minutes max.
Okay, so I'll have it for 20 minutes, and I presume the lights will come on the 18, 19, and 20. And
Yeah,
then,
that's fine.
and then I'll time 3 minutes after that.
Yeah.
When you tell me to do 3 minutes.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed, Charles. Our second role for the evening is our grammarian, and our grammarian is Sanjib. And Sanjib is looking forward to taking on all of the roles in Toastmasters for the year. And he is here tonight as our grammarian. And so I welcome Sanjib. Can you explain your role, please?
Yeah, thanks, dear Toastmaster. And today I'm playing a grammarian role. So as a grammarian, my responsibility is to just listen to all of you carefully, concisely, and note down the points wherever how it goes. And of course it's a very good opportunity for me to listen and learn from that. So at the end of this meeting, I'll share my report. Okay, so as a custom of the grammarian role, every grammarian is supposed to share words, and the word of the today what I chosen is tranquility. Hope it is clear. I think tranquility. Okay, so tranquility, the meaning of tranquility is the quality or state of being tranquil or calm, complete calm. Okay, and its adjective form is tranquil, and tranquilly is the adverb form. Okay, so let's try to use as much as this word we can. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sanjib. Our next role holder would be our general evaluator, and our general evaluator is Siobhan. And Siobhan likes talking, likes taking a nice, long, relaxing bath at the end of the day before hopping into bed. She loves her bed. And I have to say, Siobhan is a girl after my own heart. Well done, Siobhan. I like to. Okay, can I ask my general evaluator, Siobhan, to explain her role?
Thank you very much, Helen. Yes, my role as general evaluator is to evaluate the whole meeting from start to finish. I will be evaluating all the role holders. The only role I will not be evaluating is the speaker with the prepared speech. So tonight we just have one, and that's Anna. So apart from that, everything is up for evaluation. And as Helen said, yeah, I love the tranquility of my bedroom and my bed at nighttime. But at the moment, I'm happy for Athlone Toastmasters to be distracting me from that. And I'm looking forward to doing a comprehensive general evaluation tonight.
Thank you very much indeed, Siobhan. And finally, we're going to our topic session, which I find is one of the best sessions of the whole meeting, because it gives everybody a chance to have their say. And Sharon, she likes laughing most because it's free, it's real, and it's meant to be the best medicine. So Sharon, with a good laugh and a good smile, can we have our topic session, please? Thank you very much. Sharon.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Tonight I will be your topics master. I have a great selection of topics lined up for you to break your tranquility. Perhaps it will be the calm before the storm. We shall see. If anybody would not like to participate, please message me and I will not pick on them. But other than that, everyone is fair game. And let's have a very enjoyable topic session at the start of our meeting tonight. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Sharon, we'll have our topic session now, please, and we look forward to that.
Thank you. So I shall kick off with asking somebody the first question, and then we can have 2 follow-ons if required, before we move on to the next topic. So the first question is, what traits do you admire most in people? And I'm going to do a random selection tonight. So the first name is Francis. What traits do you admire most in people? Francis, you're on mute.
I'm now off. Okay, I'm back again. I think a person that can put you into a tranquil state of mind. The person I think of most when you ask that is Bella in Beauty and the Beast. The tranquility that she brings with her, the ability to love life for what it is, to love people for where they are. I'm sure you've seen Beauty and the Beast, but the fact that she would let her father go and become a prisoner herself showed an awful lot of her character, how she could see the goodness in the beast where no one could see it. I think that trait would definitely be a thing that would really attract me to anyone. I think it's beautiful, and I think it brings out the best in everyone. And we've seen what Bella done to the beast. She made a monster into one of the nicest humans you will ever get. I think you'll never be lost for friends with that trait, and people will always feel good around you, and people will want to be around you. It's certainly something that I appreciate, and I have only met one girl that fits. She had nursed her father while he was dying. She had nursed her husband while he was dying. And she was talking about a nursing home she worked in, and that she had got a job in a hospital. Now she was working night shift in the nursing home. She was going to have a day job in the hospital. And her concern was, what would the people in the nursing home do without her? Rather than the benefits she was going to have by going on to day work. So she was putting people in front of herself. There was that kind of, meeting other people's needs rather than her own. Now, some people would consider that a weakness. I would consider it an incredible strength. And to know someone like that is indeed one of the greatest experiences you will ever know. I've met someone like that, and I'll never forget her. It was only in passing date, but certainly it was one of the greatest experiences I ever had with a person. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. That was lovely. Any follow-on, Helen?
Madam Topics Master, one of the things that I would admire most in people is a sense of honesty, sincerity, and goodness. I like people to be straight with me. I like people to tell me things as they are. I like things that are people that are real with me. I cannot take falseness. I hate anybody who is pretentious. And I suppose I'd go with Francis and with Sanjib in the tranquility in people is always very, very welcome. So I do like all those things. I like somebody to chat with and converse with who will converse honestly and straight with me. I really, really hate falseness. I just cannot deal with it. And it sends me away from them. So, Madam Topics Master, I like your topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Helen. So our next topic is, what date should the Christmas tree go up? And I have Siobhan for this question, please.
Thank you very much. What date should the Christmas tree go up? Well, if I had my way, I probably would have it up in September. I just love the run up to Christmas. I love the atmosphere. I love the fun. I love the anticipation. I love the glitter. I love all of that. I have been known to put my Christmas tree up in mid-November, but sometimes my children protest. Some of them protest, some of them like it. I think this year it's perfectly acceptable to put it up possibly this Friday night, because it's the night of the toy show. So there's a kind of a connection there. Although I don't have any children who are interested in toys anymore, but there's still that child in me that loves sitting down to watch the toy show and to enjoy the Christmas atmosphere. So definitely I would put it up as early as possible. I probably wouldn't do to put it up before Halloween, but I certainly prefer Christmas to Halloween. So for me, Madam Topics Master, it would be ASAP, as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Siobhan. Anna, do we have a follow-on, please?
Yes, let me just say this.
Thank you. Charles, did you have a follow-on?
Yeah. Call me a traditionalist, but I never put or we never put the Christmas tree up until the 8th of December, and we never took it down until the 6th of January. You 12 o'clock on the 6th or the 8th of December, we used to go up and climb up, get the tree up, by hook or by crook, it'd be up before we went to bed. And that's when Christmas started in the Malone household. And a lot of people said Christmas is over as soon as St. Stephen's Day, and I said no, it's not over until Little Christmas, and I keep on celebrating Christmas until the 6th of January, and long may it last. We mightn't start but that early, but we keep on going.
Very good. Yeah, the schools are actually going back earlier and earlier. It used to be Little Christmas, the schools would go back. I noticed they are coming away from that. So our next topic is, what is your favorite social media platform? And that goes to Sanjeev.
Yes, thank you, Topic Master. So as you said, the social media. So I prefer. I see. The first thing I like to tell, I'm on Facebook. Long back, I was using Facebook, and I found it was one of the good social media. But now I don't like the social media like Facebook. So now I like now I like YouTube as YouTube, and sometimes LinkedIn. I think is the best social media, because LinkedIn is full of information, full of new opportunities, full of latest thing we can get it. So LinkedIn, if you add, if you join LinkedIn, then we can lot many new things. We can update ourselves what's going on every day. The people are sending new updates about the technology, where we are, how we are going to make how it would be the future of technology. So in this is not in restricted to any specific area. It is expanded to multiple area, whether you go to healthcare or pharmaceutical or mechanical industry. So it is expand to every platform. So so my favorite today I can say my favorite social media platform is LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you everyone. Over to you, topic master.
Thank you, Sandeep. Do we have any follow-ons? No, we're being antisocial about social media. That's fine. Okay, so our next topic is, if you wasn't your nationality you were born in, what nationality would you like to be? And that goes to Helen, please.
Madam Topics Master, I think I am very, very pleased with the Irish nationality. I like it so much. Every time I traveled and people would ask you, where are you from? And when I would say, I'm from Ireland. Oh, you're Irish. And sometimes I've had it said to me before the question was asked, are you English? And I said, no, I'm Irish. And I'd get, oh, thank God. I don't know what that was for, but it definitely came, and it came more than once. I always remember meeting girls in Sweden, and they regarded Irish people as leprechauns. And we duly acted like them. Then my friend asked her a question and said, where have you been? And she said, well, I've been to Netherlands, Belgium, Germany. And so being there also, she asked her, where were you in Belgium? I was in the airport. And where were you in Germany? I was in the train station. And where were you in Belgium? Did you see such a thing? And the girl said, no. And her answer to her was, it's obvious you're American. And we had a great laugh, and we continued to be leprechauns. Madam Toastmaster, I'm happy being Irish.
Very good. Thank you, Helen. Do we have any follow-ons? Siobhan.
If I could choose a country that I'd like to be born into, I think it would be a Latin American country. I've never traveled to one, and I don't know so much about them, except that I have been to some Latin American parties, and I think they have a certain joie de vivre, and they like their fiestas and also their siestas, which is good to have a little rest after your fiesta. But I love, love, love dancing. So that's a perfect combination of dance and sleep for me. So I think definitely a Latin American dancing, or a Latin American dance culture. Yeah, definitely that would be the one for me. Initially, when I heard the topic, I thought of Japan, because I also love everything Japanese. But when I thought about it for a second, I thought, I think the experience of being born Japanese is very different to being able to go to Japan as a foreigner and enjoy the Japanese culture. And I think I'm happy to do that. But if I was to be born into a country, it would be a Latin American country. And that's exciting to think about, actually. So lovely topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Siobhan. And I'm surprised you didn't mention the Latin American food, because it is delicious.
Yes.
So our next topic is, after a stressful situation, how do you blow off steam? And this is to Charles, please.
No, Sharon, I never get stressed over anything. But if it ever did happen, I think it happens once every 10 years or something, I'd probably go for a long walk or a cycle or a climb Cron Hill. Or if we get, this happens once every 20 years, it might get stressful. And if ever the person who caused me stressed, I put it in my box bag and I just picture them and just pretend I'm boxing them. And that usually works. So walk, cycle, or get real stressful, photograph on punchy bag and give a few bells. And well, it's better than punching the person, isn't it? So that's what I do.
Thank you, Charles. Do we have a follow-up? No, so I shall move on to the next question. You are having a dinner date and can bring one person, dead or alive. Who is coming to dinner? And that question is to Monica, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Topic Master. Who should I bring for a dinner? Life or dead? Oh my God.
Testing.
That's a very good question. But yeah, I think I would like to invite somebody from where should be? Probably some of the famous persons in the past, like I would like to have a conversation probably with Einstein or somebody like him. I think he's very interesting, and yeah, a lot of things he was doing in her life, but actually in his life. But actually, yeah, no, thinking a little bit better, I would like this Charlie's drawing also. So yeah, that some of those people from the past that really discovered very amazing things. And yeah, I think that would be a good chat and good opportunity to let me know how they were thinking when there was no technology like now, because nowadays it's very easy to find a lot of things and going up with the help of all the technology that we have. But in that time, they have very basic stuff, and I don't know, they were doing a lot of work in paper, and I think the brains were amazing. So yeah, that would be good to know, to have a dinner with them, to have these chats. And yeah, in a very tranquility way and in a very tranquil place. So that will be good. So thank you very much, Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Monica. Very good. Do we have a follow-up, Francis? Francis, you're on mute.
You can hear me now. The person that I would bring is perhaps the person I miss most in life, and that's my mother. My mother wanted so much for me when she was alive, and I never really lived up to her expectations, or never tried. If she were to come back now, she'd meet the person that she wanted me to be all her life. But I missed a lot on her as well, and we would have an awful lot to talk about in that short time. I missed her, and I regret the fact that I really didn't know her when she was alive. And it's just that she can see a person that she wanted me to be. And that's what I became, but she wasn't alive to see it. So big regrets that she died without seeing, and every time I achieved anything, I missed that she wasn't there. And yeah, it would be one of the greatest wishes that I would see her again. I'm sure I will see her. I shouldn't bring in a religion, of course, in heaven, but I do regret the fact that she wasn't around to see that I became the very person that she wanted me to be. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Francis. So our next topic, back to Christmas. Turkey and ham are banned. What are you having for Christmas dinner? And that is for Deirdre, please.
Madam Topics Master, I hope you can hear me. I had problems with my mic when I eventually connected great. Well, it would depend on what I'm having for Christmas and whether I would be on my own or not. But if I was on my own, now I won't be, but if I was on my own, I would be having an enormous toasted cheese and onion sandwich or anything. I must have onions with it. It doesn't matter whether they're raw or cooked. I adore onions with cheese. So, okay, probably I wouldn't do that, but I would definitely enjoy it as a snack, sometimes Christmas Day. Okay, I'm number 2 chef in our house. In other words, I don't really decide what we're going to have for Christmas. So I think one year we had goose and it was very nice. One year we had our turkey arrive by taxi. That was fun. I think somebody accidentally gave away our turkey to somebody else. So they had to give us the turkey and they had to send it out to us 10 miles outside town by taxi. So what would I have? I don't know. I love food. I love savory food. I'd be quite happy with anything. Yakisoba has lovely takeaways in Athlone. I had sushi the other day. It's elsewhere, and that was lovely. Indian, I would be quite happy with whatever turned up on the plate. I don't want to be number 1 cook. I don't mind being the assistant to the cook, to the chef. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you. Any follow-ups? Charles?
Well, my father doesn't like turkey. So for the last couple of years, we had different dinners. Last year we had venison. The year before we had duck. The year before that we had lamb. And I haven't a clue what we're having this year. All I know is I'm like Deirdre, not the number 1 cook. I'm the number 1 eater. So I don't mind what I get along, because I'm blessed with two fantastic cooks in the family, my sister and my mother. And I just rub my hands, my mouth is drooling, just thinking what lovely things they're going to have ready for me this year, and I can enjoy. But for the last couple of years, I haven't seen turkey at all. Thanks.
Thank you. And Anna, did I see your hand raised?
Yes, of course, it's Christmas. I will always have something to say about Christmas topics. What I wanted to say is that turkey and ham have never been a part of my Christmas diet. And it wasn't until I came to Ireland and started celebrating Christmas with my husband's family that I was introduced to it. So traditionally in Poland, because we celebrate on the 24th of December, it is Lent. Well, it's no longer the Catholic Church's recommendation, but it has remained a tradition to not eat meat on the 24th for dinner. So what we have is we have beetroot soup, and it tastes better than it sounds. And we have mushroom soup, and then we have dumplings, which are called pierogi, which you've probably heard about. So they're dumplings with cabbage and mushroom stuffing. And they're the kind of 3 staple dishes for our table, but we do have many more because we overall have to have 12 dishes on the table for our Christmas dinner. It's tradition. And so turkey and ham, having been exposed to it here in Ireland, it's not something that I enjoy. Now, I wouldn't be a fan of ham regardless, but it just does not feel like Christmas for me. Christmas is meant to be no meat, and I do like that. That's what we do. Only 12, yes, only 12 dishes. Sorry. Thanks very much, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you so much for that. We've had 2 follow-ons. Will we have one more from Helen? And then I think we're nearly at time. I have one more question, perhaps.
Madam Topics Master, in our house, the one thing that we always did is we went to midnight mass, and on the eve of Christmas Day, our Christmas Eve, we cooked our ham. When we came in from the midnight mass, we had ham, toasted sandwiches, and played cards. Then on the next day, we would have the turkey and the ham and the pudding. And I absolutely adored pudding. And I loved my Christmas dinner. I think there is nothing more succulent than turkey on the bone. I think it's just divine. And then on New Year's Day, we turned up at my aunt's house. And what do we have? Turkey and ham or lamb, either or. And she alternated them every second year. And again, the cards came out and we played cards for the whole evening and ate sweets. My sister-in-law came along then and she said she could never understand what was on in our house with all the cards. In her house, they had their Christmas dinner, they drank, and they sang. No cards. So she couldn't play cards. So we had to change our mode slightly to incorporate her ways. So it's just interesting how everybody has a different tradition and things they look forward to at Christmas. So I suppose we will be having maybe a few December meetings. So we won't say Happy Christmas to each other yet, but it's coming. Thank you, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you, Helen. And it looks like we're all inviting ourselves actually to Anna's house for Christmas dinner in the chat. If I can squeeze in one last question, as Anna's doing a speech, I might direct this to Samesh, if that's okay. And it's, are you a fan of fact or fiction? Samesh.
Thank you very much, Madam Topics Master. It's quite an interesting question. And it's a question that has blurry lines in terms of what I would be saying now. Because it depends on people's perspectives. I come from a place where the so-called mythology plays an important role in our culture. And mythology, by definition, means it's a myth. So that would mean it's a fiction. But depending on the faith that the people have, that fiction could actually become a fact. And actually, that fiction provides a kind of tranquility that cannot be experienced anywhere else. So it's a great question. So I'm actually more a fan of fact, I would say. But for some other people, it could be a fiction. Thank you very much, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you so much. What beautiful answers we've had to the topics tonight. Time is up, so I will yield the mic back to Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Sharon, it is our real custom here in Toastmasters to reply and give a topic to the topics master. I'd like to know, what are your customs in your country for Christmas?
Thank you very much, Helen. I would have to say my customs in my country would be different from what I would have experienced. So I never celebrated Christmas until I was 16 years old. My childhood, we didn't celebrate Christmas because of my mother's religion. So I never really got involved with, you know, my Christmas tradition was my father, who hadn't found religion, would take us to his friend's house, and we would pick a cracker from the tree, and we would get a chocolate from the Roses box tin. It was tin back then, not plastic like it is now, and they seem to be bigger. And we would get a chocolate and a cracker, and it was wonderful. It was simply wonderful. But that was my Christmas growing up. So I suppose my Christmas would be more of a learnt Irish Christmas, more so. Although this year, as anyone would tell you, how do you know someone's a vegan? They will tell you. So I've been vegan since February. So this will be my first Christmas dinner that will not involve meat. So Anna, I might need to call on you for some recipes, because I'll come over. Great, I got the invite, guys. So this year will be strange for me. However, I will still cook the turkey and ham, whether you like the taste of it or not. Seeing that golden skin crisped on a turkey on the table just completes Christmas for me, at least in my childhood fantasies. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much indeed, Sharon. That concludes the first half of our meeting, and I have to say well done to everybody for all their participation and all your answers. So we will take a breather now for about 10 minutes. It's near 5 to 9. So we say about 5 past 9 if we're all back sharp and fast. Okay, see you then. The second half of our meeting is to start.
Did someone call me?
Yeah.
There I am.
Thank you, Francis. Our second half of the meeting to start. Thank you, everybody, for returning. A little bit late, but we have the time with us. We have one speech for the afternoon, for the evening's proceedings, and the speech will be by Anna Howard, and it's going to be evaluated by Deirdre O'Melico. So Deirdre, can I ask you for the purpose of Anna's speech, please?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. The purpose of Anna's speech is for the member to work with a group to practice reaching consensus on any topic. Now, I didn't get the topic, and the topic probably will be the speech title, but the speech length is, it's a 20-minute exercise, and there's a 2 to 3 minute closing statement. I'm not 100% sure if it's included in that or in addition to that. From some of the notes, Anna has to facilitate and maintain a discussion to reach consensus. Okay, the time is limited to a maximum of 20 minutes, and at the end of the time, consensus may or may not be reached. And the evaluation is based on the process of reaching consensus and the members' ability to work with a group. The very best of luck, Anna. Looking forward to hearing all about it.
Thank you very much, Deirdre. One of Deirdre's favorite things to do is to read, and obviously she's a very well-read lady. Anna's speech, then, we have no title because it's a facilitation thing. And Anna herself, her favorite thing to do is playing with her boys. And why not? Anna, can we have your speech, please?
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, Charles. I can see the time. Well, it's great to see everyone here tonight. The decision that we have to make today may not be an easy one. As your club VPE, I've recently realized that we are often struggling to find volunteers to take on the roles for our meetings. We have 9 roles to fill in general every meeting, and there are currently 14 members in our club. It means that even if 5 people can't make it to the meeting, we should still have plenty of members to fill all the roles. So where is our problem? Let's talk about some of the issues we are dealing with tonight and try to decide how we can encourage our existing members to volunteer for roles. And let's hope that we can retain some tranquility throughout all of our discussions. Let me begin. How do you think that we could deal with this problem? How do we encourage members to volunteer for roles freely? Does anyone have any ideas? You can unmute your microphones if you have something to say. There is no need for me to be pointing fingers at anyone. Sharon, what do you think?
Maybe a rota system might work, where we rotate the roles and we know when it's going to be our turn, perhaps?
That actually sounds like a very novel idea. Thank you very much, Sharon. Does anyone have anything to say about that? Do you think that would work? Do you think that would be something we could try?
I may come in here. I think a rota is a very good idea, but what I would put slightly ahead of the rota is for one or more than one member to do a speech on volunteering. Maybe you'd have a meeting and the 3 speakers would all talk about volunteering, doing roles, and each take a different thing to show, you know, the benefits. For instance, I would have seen years ago in a different club, somebody who came to meetings I was at and would have been quiet and in the background and not taking part. But then I met them at a Toastmasters meeting maybe a year later, and they were very articulate, polished, in charge, completely different people, you know. So speeches where you can show the benefits of doing each role, the benefits of the timer, the benefits of being on the committee and things like that. And then stick everybody into a rota.
Very good. Thank you, Deirdre. That actually sounds like a good idea. Helen, what do you think?
Madam, I don't know what we're going to call you, sorry.
Anna?
Anna, at the moment, we have 10 people at this group. These 10 people are interested. So for the next 10 meetings, there should be 10 different Toastmasters, 10 different topics masters, 10 different timers, 10 different speakers. And then you can have probably, you want at least 2 every meeting. So I would have a grid and I would set it up with every single name on every single role at different times. And if you can't fulfill your role, then you find your replacement. And I think that would have our meetings flying. You wouldn't have to be going around saying, will you, will anybody, how about it? I think if you set up the grid and you send it out to everybody and they know exactly when they're going to be Toastmaster, when they're going to be Topics Master, when they're going to speak, and that means everybody speaks, everybody does the topics, everybody does every role, and there's your meetings for the next 10 meetings. And this is December. So for the next year, everybody is on the program. So instead of having one person constantly speaking, let everybody speak, or else you lose the people. Because I haven't spoken in a long time, then that means I get bored. So if I know I'm going to speak on the 3rd of April, I'll be there, or
Fabulous.
whatever date.
Yes.
So get everybody to do everything. These are the people interested. Use them. Put them on the grid. Anna.
Thank you very much, Helen, for your input. That's actually brilliant. Sharon, go on.
I might contradict myself slightly, if I may, and say another idea might be to praise the people that have done the roles. So send out in the WhatsApp group or the email or whatever, thanking Helen for doing Toastmasters 3 times this year, or table topics 3 times this year, or whatever. And that might encourage people to just look without actually pointing anything out, but by praising the people that have done it and having a list of what they've done. If I wasn't fulfilling a role, I might look at that and go, oh, they've been doing this and I haven't really been pulling my weight, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it does. It's an incentive for people to just do more. Siobhan, what do you think?
Just a thought that occurred to me there, and I'm in your role, Anna, in another club, so I'm really interested to hear the feedback here. This is brilliant. But something that occurred to me is that perhaps more emphasis, an explicit emphasis, needs to be put on the fact that every role at a meeting is a speaking opportunity, and that it's presented as an opportunity, because often I find, and I have found this over the years, that you might think, well, I'm not speaking, if you're not doing a speech, that you're not speaking, but every role is a speaking opportunity. And I think even if you said, like, do you want to do the topics master speaking opportunity, it adds a different feel to it. If we begin to look at all of these as opportunities rather than a kind of a chore, I have to fulfill this role. No, this is an opportunity that's been given to me to develop my speaking skills.
So change the language around how we talk about it.
Exactly, reframe it and maybe have it something consistent. But opportunity, I think, is something that could be put in there, because that's what it is really.
Absolutely. And I think I know from my own experience, that's often something that I would consider, like, what will give me the most opportunity to speak, because that's why we're here for. So very, very valid point, Siobhan. Thank you very much. I think I saw Francis. Yeah, Francis, go on. What do you think?
What I would think is, in relation to from Toastmaster down to timer, that they can be rotated. And, if you had a diagram some night and people would go right down through it, it would be easy to do that part. But getting the speeches, if you can get people maybe every 3 meetings to commit 3 meetings ahead, like, I don't think there's any Toastmaster here that wouldn't be able to do that. And you have 6 weeks to put a speech together. I think you get a lot of people working. So I think, if you, rather than at the end of this night trying to fill 1 meeting, if you were trying to fill 3 meetings in advance, now you mightn't fill them, but you should be able to fill the Toastmaster, Topics Master, Grammarian and Timer. They should be easy enough. It's the speeches that will be the problem. But if each person can say, right, 3 meetings time, I have a speech ready, at least they're making a commitment, and they have 6 weeks to make it. So that's the way I would look at it now at the moment anyway.
Yeah, very good. Perfect. So basically the rotation, the grid seems to be a recurring theme. Super. Thank you very much. Sanjeeb, you're one of our newer members. What do you think about this? What has been your kind of take on all this? How have you found it?
Yeah, so my take on this is a mix of all. Okay, so first, there should be rotation. That's a very important, and apart from that, individual conscience is very, very much important. Individual interest is very much important, because what I find in each and every role there is a learning like in a grammarian, you can build your listening skills. Okay, And if you are a topic master, then you can build your the hosting capability, how you are hosting the people, how you are dealing with the people. Okay. And if you are in timer role, then that also kind of learning. You can judge the people based on how much what person is speaking. And if you are a general evaluator, then again this is another opportunity to learn many thing about the speech, the body language, the expression, and everything. So whatever idea we put together, whatever idea we see together, will not work unless the individual will take interest in. Individual it will come from the inner heart of everyone's individual. So it's entirely based on the individual interest. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to add here. Yeah, thanks, Anna.
No problem. Perfect. Thanks very much, Sanjeev. Deirdre, you have something to say? Or was it just?
I was just clapping.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much, Deirdre. Sorry about that. Charles, what do you think about this? You're from a different club. You might have something interesting to add to what we've already discussed, maybe?
Well, I go to different clubs, and especially with Cavan and Navan, just saying I was doing a role, doesn't matter what the role was, the next day I get an email from the VP of that club and saying, thanks for doing the role. You did to show their appreciation for doing the role. And I always found it nice. Just
Yeah,
I know something small.
Absolutely, just to show this recognition that we were talking about a little earlier. Very good. So, okay, that's a very interesting point. Thank you, Charles. Monica.
Oh, and something
yeah. Sorry,
and something I
Charles.
always used to do when I used to ring people up to do a job, I just said, you won a special prize, and then they said, yeah, we won a special prize. And then they asked me what the prize was. I said, you don't go marrying at the meeting, the next meeting. And they always, I never heard them say no.
Very good. Yes. So it's how you frame it, basically. And that's the answer you get. Very good, Charles. Thank you for that advice. Monica, what do you think? Do you agree that we should maybe do a rotation? Maybe we should decide upfront who's doing what for a couple of weeks ahead, or maybe even a full year ahead? What's your take on this?
Yeah, from my perspective, I think it's very important for everybody, especially us that we are new, for the new people, to try in different roles. For example, for me, I think some of them are kind of difficult, like be the Toastmaster or the grammarian, or I mean, some of others require some challenges for me, you know. So, but yeah, I would like to participate in them, and I think it's important because in each role we will learn different skills, as was mentioned before. And yeah, definitely I agree with go with the rota of the roles as soon as possible.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Super. That's lovely. Thank you very much, Monica. And if I may just say, you just have to remember that you can never do anything wrong, really. Like, we're all here to learn, and we're all here to try different things. So no matter how many challenges a role may seem like it poses, it's probably not as bad once you decide to do it. So I definitely encourage you to always try for it. Thank you very much, Monica. Super. Sharon, I see your hand up.
Thank you. Just to follow on from Monica, that's one thing that I found, because I am still a new Toastmaster. The one thing that I found as well was, when you have done a role, you're unsure of how well you've done the role, because you don't actually get feedback on whether you've done it right or not. Thankfully, I'm over imposter syndrome, and I kind of don't really second guess myself too much now. But I know last meeting I was general evaluator, and I just wasn't sure, had I done it right? Had I, you know, stepped over the mark or not said enough, you know? So I think there's something around the feedback from each role as well. If that makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense. Absolutely. Yes. So it would be great to know how we can improve on just the normal roles that we take, not just the speeches or evaluations. That's a very valid point, Sharon. Thank you very much. Helen?
Madam
Anna?
Presenter, I think that every role, while you do it, and in whatever way you do it, you learn something. And by listening to how the other people do it, you say, oh, I could have done that. Or maybe I should move into I should have done something else. So I think every single role is a learning role. And we're not here for a perfection at our meeting. We're here to learn and to help one another and to do. Now, I do know that there is a checklist, isn't there, on every role, and you can just watch it. I think it's still find it online somewhere.
Yeah, so all you have to do is you just have to put in the, say, Toastmaster or Topics Master and role, and it'll generally come up.
And you can just go through the things yourself and say, did I do that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
So there was something I left out. And I have to say, invariably, every time you do a role, you might drop something on it, but the show goes on and it doesn't fall. And it has never fallen in 30 years. So keep going.
Fair enough, absolutely. No, that's a very useful piece of information. Actually, I think maybe it would be useful for me to share it with people, those checklists, those kind of lists of what the responsibilities are of every role, so that everyone has easy access to it. I don't know if you agree that that's a good idea, but maybe that's something worth looking into for me. Samesh, you've been awfully quiet. You've done this job for a long time. What do you think? Are we on the right track? Do you think what we've come to decide so far will improve the way things work for us here in Athlone?
First of all, I have to commend you, Anna, for taking this topic. Extremely important and very much relevant for what we are doing today in terms of doing our meetings in a nice way.
Yeah.
So congratulations on taking this topic, I would say. And all the suggestions have been brilliant. Each and every suggestion has been brilliant. We should start with trying one of the suggestions and see how it goes. Or I think there is an overlap of all the suggestions as well. So we could actually try multiple things as well. But I totally agree with whatever has been said until now. And the feedback part, the rota part, thinking in advance part, everything is relevant.
Absolutely.
I think there are some members who are not able to attend on a regular basis. We somehow have to, but I think it's probably some personal challenges that they have. But if we can try and understand whether they can attend some future meetings in one of the future, like in 1 month time, 2 months time, 3 months time, or whatever, I think that would help as well. And that would actually encourage them to come to our meetings as well. We have a regular stream of people who come to the meeting, who are, who come to each and every meeting, but we have some who are not coming for a very long time. So we just need to find out whether they're all right and what their story is. And of course, this is just a little bit outside of the topic that we are discussing, but I think we have to get more members as well, I would say, within our club. 14 members that we have, I think around 9 to 10 people are coming regularly. Around 4 to 5 people are not that much regular. That's why Toastmasters International generally recommends club should have more than 20 members. Ideal strength is 30 members. So, but that's going outside the remit of this discussion.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Maybe the next person who's doing their level 3 project 1 can take this on for their discussion project, reaching consensus, and we can hopefully come up with as many fantastic solutions as we have tonight. So to sum up, since we're coming to the end of our 20 minutes for this discussion, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for your input. I can see that we're all pretty much in consensus on what we would like to achieve and how we would like to see it happen, which is brilliant. So thank you very much for that. And Charles, you can switch to the 2-3 minutes. By definition, when reaching decisions through a consensus, no decision is made against the will of an individual member. If significant concerns remain unresolved, a proposal can be blocked and prevented from going ahead. This means that the whole group, like we are here, has to work hard to find win-win solutions that address everyone's needs, which we successfully achieved tonight. We've agreed that in order to encourage club members to volunteer for roles more promptly, we need to consider things like rotation, so assigning roles on rotation basis, maybe a grid with names where we assign roles to people, and if you can't make it, you are responsible for finding your own replacement. We have decided that there needs to be more praise for people for doing roles at the end, either after every single meeting or maybe at the end of the year. And we also decided that it would be a good idea to maybe reframe the way we talk about different roles. So it's not just the speeches that are speaking opportunities, but it is all the roles that provide a learning curve and an opportunity for people to express themselves. We've also agreed that people have to be interested in this, and in order to make sure that they stay interested, we have to keep them involved. And for some people, it might be doing speeches. So we need to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to do those as well. Finally, we've decided that it would be useful to receive feedback on the roles that we perform. So things like, what should I do better? How can I improve? In order to know that the roles that we are performing have the potential to become better, that we have the potential to become better in the roles that we perform. We've also identified some issues, however, such as personal challenges and membership retention, and in general, finding new members, membership numbers. All in all, I believe that we have successfully reached a consensus on the topic of encouraging members to volunteer for roles. I will do my utmost best to introduce as many of those as effectively as I possibly can in the coming weeks or months. So thank you very much to everyone for participating in this discussion. It was very, very vivid, and I'm absolutely amazed at your input into it. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Anna. All right, let us hear from Anna's evaluator now to let us know how did Anna present her topic this evening. And I have to say, from my point of view, it was extremely well done and I enjoyed it immensely. Can I have Anna's evaluator, who is Deirdre? And Deirdre, I hope you're ready for Anna. Deirdre, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Well, I shall do my best. Anna, very well done. That was an extremely professional, well-conducted reaching consensus project. I would think it would be very hard to do a better job than the job you did tonight. Every interaction you had with the people who took part in the meeting was encouraging. It was professional. You rewarded them by summarizing what they had said to you and praising them for their input. You also took an active role of actually reaching out to the different people in it, and you brought them in personally, as in a new member, as in what's your opinion, as in a different club, what's your opinion, as in you have a lot of experience doing this role, what's your opinion of this? So I really find, you know, I'm going to definitely struggle to give any recommendation, but basically, you know, you did an extremely good job at facilitating. your own personal manner and demeanor. You had plenty of gestures and things like that, but you were warm and welcome and receptive to whatever people said. And if there was anything that came up, you were very good at clarifying it to do it. Your summary, of course, then you brought in most of the points, most if not all of the points that were raised during the meeting, you brought them in, and you did bring up the couple of issues that were raised. And you also gave your little statement at the end where you said that you would be doing your best to introduce these, showing your respect for the people who had put forward their idea and that you were going to try them out and test them out. So facilitation, this is keeping the meeting on track and honoring the time frame. You did that extremely well. I like the way that you allowed a certain slight digression from one of the speakers, because even though it was still relevant in a tangent. Inclusivity, definitely you succeeded there. You brought in, I'd say, practically, if not all, everybody at the meeting, brought them in some way, shape, form or size. You're very good at considering all the ideas that people brought up. There was no conflict. I was tempted, I have to say, just to, but I had a different role. I do think that that might be something, that might be where I might get a recommendation for the future. In some of these Toastmasters things, you have role plays. So, and sometimes you're told, say something like, well, maybe have a question in the audience set up so that they, just in case nobody volunteers, to encourage them to do that. But then maybe you're going to have somebody to say, this is nonsense, what are you doing? Something like that, so that you can show your skills and just even get a bit of practice and have a bit of fun. So I thought that everybody who put forward a view, whether you agreed with it or didn't agree with it, we did not know, you supported us in that. So very well done, Anna. I'm really looking forward to your next project.
Thank you very much indeed, Deirdre. Deirdre, I have to say that was a super evaluation. I think Anna has going home with a smile on her face. She has got herself at least 20 positives, and the positives kept rolling and rolling, and all of them were so well deserved. So I have to say that the other thing that I have to say to each person in the group, apart from Anna, and I watched Anna when she came in the beginning, and she was giddy, she was jumping, she was not so clear, and now look at Anna. Just look at what Anna presented with us tonight. It was absolutely excellent, Anna, and I'd have to add that to Deirdre's evaluation. I also would have to say, before the whole thing finishes, that I have watched each and every single person in this group when they came in first. And through good evaluations, look where it gets you. Look where it gets you. So each of you are extremely capable of being a Toastmaster any night, of being a Topics Master any night, and presenting as Anna presented tonight. So don't forget, Toastmasters works. If you stick with it, it's there for you. It's free. Who told me it was free and easy and they loved it? So yes, Sharon, that was your one. That she liked laughing most because it was free, real, and meant to be the best medicine. I'd have to add that to Toastmasters. It is. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, can I hand back to our president of the evening, Samash?
Sorry, Madam Toastmaster, we have a couple of roles that need to be addressed, grammarian and general evaluator. I would like to hand over back. That's okay.
Yeah, so thanks, Somesh. Thanks, Helen. Helen, so from grammarian from grammarian perspective, I didn't find any error in sentences or anywhere we are missing where. So everyone has done very brilliant in this this meeting. I don't find anywhere any problem. And related to the word of the day, it is used 8 times. Eight times by all the members. So it is a very nice a very nice speech. Very nice time. Yeah. Thank you.
If we could have our general evaluator as well. Siobhan, can you please give us the general evaluation? Thank you very much.
Sure, Mr. President, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Yes, another wonderful meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. From before the meeting, from all the correspondences and all the updates about the roles that were being taken at the meeting. And I think you're doing a very good job with that as well. Very professional, and you're keeping everybody on their toes. And the agenda, again, very well done out as usual. I love the quotes at the top of the agenda. I think they really help to set a nice tone for the meeting in advance of the meeting. So that's really wonderful. I think our Toastmaster of tonight, extremely professional as usual. She welcomed us all into her living room, which was a lovely warm way of inviting us in, because we're all in our own positions here, but it made us all feel included, and there was something lovely and cozy about that. And also what I loved about her introduction was that she outlined some of the positives of the online Zoom meetings, because sometimes we can focus on the fact that we can't be together, but it's lovely to be reminded of the positives. And that lovely quotation that she used, not in the stars that holds our destinies, but in ourselves. What a lovely thought to begin this meeting with. Then our grammarian gave us a lovely word, challenged us with a lovely word, tranquility. Actually, when he mentioned it first, I thought of my beauticians. It's the name of the beauticians I used to go to many moons ago. So that was a nice memory to trigger. I really, really have to say that a strong sense that I got from this meeting is the super energy and enthusiasm of the new members to the club. That's not to discount the energy of our regular members, but definitely some of our newest members like Anna, Sharon, Monica, Sanjeev, the enthusiasm from you all is infectious, and I hope we can continue with this. It keeps us all on our toes and motivated. The topics, lovely random selection, but love upbeat and positive, from the traits of a person to Christmas topics. I thought they were quite sensory topics as well. Got my mouth watering at times, and I could smell and see and sense the whole feeling of Christmas. I loved that. So then on to the evaluator. So I don't comment on Anna's speech, and I think you got lots of positive feedback, as you deserved anyway, Anna, on that. But I comment on the evaluator. So Deirdre, as usual, very, very positive and professional evaluation. Top class, really. I like the way I could see you referring to the specific objectives of this level, which is always a great thing to do, to keep it on track for the speaker. And like Helen mentioned, you had at least 20 positives, which is outstanding. Not that it wasn't merited. Of course, it was merited by Anna, but to be able to listen attentively enough to record all of those, that was fantastic. And then also to be able to give a recommendation, because I would have had to agree with you that it would have been difficult to give a recommendation here, but your recommendation was fabulous, to have suggest the role play of somebody creating conflict. That was really, really good. So I couldn't make a recommendation for yourself, Deirdre, because it was, I'm sorry, but it was really professionally done. So well done to you. Overall, some recommendations that I would have for the meeting would be Charles, sorry, I'm not picking on you, Charles, but just in relation to the timing, I suppose I do have a preference to see the colors. So somehow if we can have colored backgrounds for the timing. I don't know about anybody else, but I just did find seeing the full amount of time for Anna's speech distracting on the screen. And I don't think I'm not too sure if it's even recommended, but because I think it's up to the speaker to be able to gauge the time. and to try and time it within, and then maybe to go into their conclusion when they see the green light go on. But I think knowing the exact time is not necessary. That's my own feeling on it. Other people might have other ideas. I did find it a bit distracting on screen. And also just we forgot to give the 1 minute after Anna spoke for everybody else to give the feedback. So maybe people can give feedback to Anna before the end of the meeting. But all in all, I would say it was again a lovely, pleasant, uplifting, very positive professional meeting. Toastmaster, I loved your promotion of Toastmasters at the end, and have to agree with everything that you said. I don't think we can promote it enough, because just during the week I heard more about public speaking classes that are available to some adults outside of Toastmasters for exorbitant fees. And to think what we pay for an annual and an ongoing membership, it's really very little to have this fantastic opportunity to develop our speaking skills over time and to be part of such a supportive group. So all in all, a great meeting and a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. As usual, an extremely professional evaluation of the whole meeting. Coming back to the quote with which we started, I have not failed. I have tried thousands of things that did not work. So this is the motto of Toastmasters. We keep trying. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't, but we do keep trying. And I'm really amazed by how professional we do these meetings. We are not, there are some members who might be professional here, but on a large scale basis, we are not professionals. We are amateurish in a way. But the way we have conducted this meeting, it's nothing short of 100% professional, if I would say so. Everyone was to the 100% standard. And it really amazes me every time whenever we attend these meetings. The quality of the meetings is amazing, even though we could have more members. And I think as members here, we could probably work on that. We could inform our acquaintances to come and have a look at our meetings and see if they would like to join, so that we can do. Thank you all so much for your time, your enthusiasm, your energy, and for sharing all your knowledge today. It's been appreciated. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Thank you.